Take a look at this VDX video. Fighting games are a terrible product. A few quick editor's notes here. So technically, I think Chris F actually covered this article before VDX did, technically speaking, at least when he covered it in terms of the video release date. Little spicy, little juicy, right? But VDX ends up getting the credit in the article for actually being the one to actually read through the article on the stream and also post a video on it. And he's the larger YouTuber with the bigger platform, right? And although I think Chris F's video and presentation and idea and concept coverage of it is a lot more interesting and engaging and higher quality, VDX's video is the one that is much more performative. And there's a few reasons for that, right? Obviously, first, VDX is the larger YouTuber, right? So it's bringing more eyes and attention to the amazing article that was written by this author, right? But also on top of that, it seems like the author is actually a bit of a Tekken guy, and VDX is the Tekken guy, right? At least the competitive Tekken guy. So yeah, that makes sense. But it also means that this experiment has already been tested, right? And I am making the lesser preferred version, the lesser successful version, right? And I should just be doing a straight read through of the article and flaming the dog shit out of it rather than making this conceptual video that I'm making now. Because obviously the community doesn't appreciate it, and that's why we hate fighting games. Huh. What were we talking about? VDX video article, fighting games are bad? I don't... What were you doing? Huh. Okay. As a previous fighting game fanatic, the title is a bit of a gut punch when you consider who it's coming from. The fighting game YouTuber whose livelihood is off of the fighting game he chose to play, Tekken 8, basically. So it certainly caught my attention, you know, seeing it from this channel, of all channels. And even though the video is not quite what I'd like from VDX, he's like mostly just reading the article, it's still a great watch because the article itself is like golden. Even though I like don't agree with all of the concepts of it, it's still like an amazing article to just read through and just listen to some of the guy's ideas. And then also the way that he presents it and puts it together, it's literally phenomenal, right? I do agree with its sentiment overall, like not like legit, like I had like some of the most interesting ideas for fighting games I've ever heard. Go read that shit or watch the video or both. Fighting games are a terrible product. They are difficult, grueling experiences that are pseudo time gated by the precision and muscle memory they require you to do something else another player has done, or even just fundamental assets of fighting games like combos and even special moves. Like even if we go back down to it, even fucking special moves. Seeing is not believing in this genre more so than many other genres of video games, especially. In other genres like shooters, for example, if you see somebody do something cool, you can go into the game and try to replicate it, right? Because it's a lot simpler, it's a lot more basic, right? Like even in Deadlock, for example, which I think is one of the more mechanically intensive video games, for shooters anyways, right? We'll leave Fortnite out of the picture because holy shit, that's out of the scope for this video, right? In Deadlock, you can do a little roll jump, and maybe it'll take you a few tries, right? But once you've seen someone do it, you're gonna be able to replicate it pretty easily if you know how to roll and if you know how to jump, which is just 2 buttons that you have to press. But in fighting games, trying to hit confirm the goddamn DP in this damn Guilty Gear trial is the most obscene shit I had ever seen than I had ever attempted to do, right? And this is fundamental shit to a fighting game. That is my biggest gripe. And listen, you can say that this is a scrub quote, right? And I usually would agree with you, and I would, in normal circumstances, lean on my own incompetence in the genre and my general lack of skill or talent within it. However, I can lean on the claims of longtime fighting game veterans who have played multiple games, those who are talented, but even some of them have a tremendous amount of difficulty picking up a damn game and playing it. I lean mainly on 2XKO's release, but since I'm having a hard time finding these clips of them speaking on 2XKO's release, we'll just use the same game that this longtime fighting game professional said himself.
It depends. If it's an archetype that I'm not used to, it takes me about like a month and a half. It's an archetype I'm already accustomed to. It'd be like about a month. But that's because the way I learn characters to beat people like right away. No, like I'm learning like I try to master characters, so I'm not just going online and just beating people with fundamentals and then because then you get limited with that character when you go against somebody that's actually mastered theirs.
So for a little bit of context, right, we're gonna give Zaf a little bit of grace here, right? He's not as lively and amped up as he normally would be, and he's even yawning a bit in the clip as he's answering this question, right? But the fact that he's still answering the questions is why he's the fucking GOAT, okay?
Oh, when to walk up.
Can we press some buttons?
We walked up like 10 stories right there to get that grab.
It's like stupid late watching this Men RD versus Daigo set, right? And since it's on the other side of the world, you have to stay up pretty late if you want to see this happen live, right? And it's like, why is it happening so late? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you, this is a trash product. I'm trying to tell you, like, listen, it's terrible, bro. Why you guys stay up so late just to watch this like crazy set versus these two players? I don't know, right? Because maybe it's because the product is trash. I'm just saying. But thank you, Zaf, for answering the question. Absolute beast of a players, beating all your favorite players, right? And he'll always run the ones with, the best of them, the most tip-toppest of them. Absolute elite player. And then in this clip, this is just nail bomb, right? This guy is familiar with charge inputs. He's familiar with the character and even the maneuver he's trying to do, right? But for some reason, this genre, it just demands so much of you from your muscle memory that you cannot even do this simple maneuver. A player that is far greater than I am or probably will be, right, is struggling with this combo. A combo that he is somewhat familiar with as well, because he is not estranged to this type of combo either.
This is for you. I got this. Oh, let's fucking go! Let's go! Fuck you, Zach! Fuck you! Oh my god, for a Pluto! For a Pluto! That's my guy!
Fighting is, man, they're, they just. What were we talking about again?
Execution.
Okay. Alright, I got you. This in and of itself is totally fine and completely natural, even for fighting game legends like a Punk or a Sonic Fox or a Jay Long, you know what I'm saying? Show my NA bias here a little bit. I forgot to put Diaphone in the script too. That guy goes insane on a new fighting game release. Like, that guy has like the craziest track record on new fighting game release, and then just like being one of the best at that brand new fighting game. He kind of, I'm not hating, but kind of falls off after. But generally speaking, he goes crazy at the start of a fighting game, and that shit is super impressive because of the main gripe that I have with. We'll get to that. So, the thing that took me for a loop was how long players more generally seemed to want before they were comfortable with a new game that was built on the premise of being a more accessible to any player in general. Not to hit on the game or anything, because that's not what this video is about, but it's a little ironic. They mostly said time ranges of like a week or more, and that's when I knew that it wasn't just me that was struggling with this fundamental requirement. And I thought that was just a me thing, right? I thought that was all on me, but it was rather just symptomatic of the genre at large. There is a hefty price to pay to learn these games. And I'm not talking about DLC. I know there's a lot of DLC discourse, right? I'm over that, okay? I'm done with that, right? But the price is hefty, right? And that price you pay is time. If you want to exhibit any amount of proficiency. And now I understand that getting good at games in general, or even improving at anything in life, it just takes time. But the caveat for fighting games is the experience you will feel both mentally and physically trying to learn or improve in one. It is so difficult compared to other genres. I came to that revelation of this fundamental experience of learning a fighting game when I picked up my kryptonite of the genre. But I guess in this case it'd be more like my pride of the genre, or my naivety of the genre, or maybe my unwillingness to fight of the I'm talking about Dragon Ball FighterZ. I give the game another spin for old time's sake, but mainly a friend request, not a notification requiring my confirmation to add someone to a list of other users, but rather a friend asked me to play and I checked the game size and it's nice and small, especially considering, you know, the visual beauty of this game. It's aged so well. Arceus is so goated, like holy moly, like. So I just said, you know, fuck it, you know, let me try it out one more time. And as a little side note, right, but he asked me at a time where I was kind of in a fighting game lull. I wasn't playing as many fighting games. It was mostly like Deadlock and other games. So for the most part, they were just like completely off my radar. Coming back to my kryptonite of the genre is a great call. I say all that to say that this time I was expecting it to be different and special, but it was very much the same. But it was also different. I still struggled to do the combos that I had already done before. I have 100 hours in the game. Like, can you believe that? Like, are we serious? And I still suck at it. Like, wow. So yeah, I was attempting the combo trials again, and I did do better by this point, but it wasn't by a lot. But I didn't feel true despair until the same friend that asked me to get on the game sent me a random Master Roshi corner combo. It was this Master Roshi combo that completely made me reevaluate my entire relationship and even my understanding of fighting games as a whole. For some reason, I never understood or never grasped the concept that they require so much of your execution. Which sounds crazy, because 5 years? Really? Like 5 years? Are we 5 years? Like, really? The genre where you have to learn every move and perform specific sequences and very high precision maneuvers. I wouldn't say I didn't understand all of that. I think I would have said I understood that very well, but I missed the true depth of what they demanded within that precision when attempting the Master Roshi combo. I learned and reevaluated what it took to learn this genre. Attempt after attempt, like I only grew more wary just trying to understand why I couldn't get this combo strung together. It starts with learning the buttons. Then the sequence of buttons. Then the timing of the cancels or delays. Then you can break down the combo into each part. And when I say each part, like every combo kind of has a bit of a break in between the entirety of a combo, especially long combos like a game like Dragon Ball FighterZ might have, right? Until it becomes more comfortable. Each part of that combo becomes more comfortable for you to execute. Then pretty soon you'd be able to do the entire combo. So why is it that after I had done all of this, these core principles of just learning a combo, which is only part of a fighting game, why is it that I still couldn't execute it in its entirety? This is where I take two different approaches. Either I'm just complete and utter dog shit, which low-key I am. I am the furthest thing from a prodigy. Or the game just demands more of me than I'd ever imagined or realized. Which means I've always been missing a crucial component for learning these combos. Naturally, I asked myself, why can't I get it? Why won't it work? I know every single aspect of this combo. I know how to perform every action in a vacuum. And I also know all the sequences. So why am I still dropping it? US! Well, that's the thing I've been missing forever. It's also the same thing that makes the genre suck. It's muscle memory. The genre wants your muscle memory. What the fuck? My muscle memory? That's why I can't get this down? I haven't committed this to muscle memory? Now, when I look back at so many issues and challenges I've had in other titles, it's rarely been my lack of knowledge of the game or the interactions, but rather my lack of muscle memory, right? So that way when I do see these challenges arise, and or when I see these situations that I know how to overcome actually be brought up and presented to me, I'm unable to execute in those situations because I lack the muscle memory. So when I realized that combo fatigue, frustration of drop combos, hit confirms with punishes, it's all been muscle memory, or at least a large part of it. You know, some of it's reactions, some of it's my opponents tapping into my soul and folding me. But this is the great price fighting games demand of you if you desire ascension and skill. And that sounds all fine and dandy, but what that amounts to meaning is your returns are diminishing. So many hours spent in training room or a combo trial, those were all very wasteful, unless you were having fun at the very least. And now a severe lack of improvement in the games played even after a long session makes a lot more sense. You're basically wasting your time because you can't build muscle memory in a few hours. It takes days at least. So after realizing that, I stopped, let myself rest, and just came back to it later. Because realistically, there's nothing I could do. It has to develop over time. You can't force it. And that is gut-wrenching, almost soul-crushing. It's a hurdle so great, almost no amount of effort can overcome it. You just need to, well, rest and wait. You can't brute force it. You just... So even the simplest combos, such as things like links and pickups, might require the world from you depending on the sequence you're required to execute before and after. But let me get to the real reason this genre sucks. Okay, it's not even this Master Roshi combo. The problem that exacerbated this issue even further was this UI Goku combo. This piece of combo right here has so many damn near mandatory muscle memory execution checks. It doesn't even make sense. And the thing about this combo is it feels particularly bad since it's such a timing based execution check of muscle memory as well, right? Compared to something more executionarily intensive like an SPD, which is a 360, right? Command grab, right? In this combo, in particular, you're just waiting to press the buttons. It's not even a button precision, it's just waiting for the right moment to press the button. So until you absolutely get that down, it just feels absolutely horrible to try to learn, because you don't even have a second of leeway to get the right timing down. You're moving within a few frames of leniency, which is insane, because it's a fighting game combo. So to anyone who's ever told me, yeah, bro, DBFZ is so easy, you're either godlike or a complete fucking moron, right? But it's fuck you either way. Like, I just can't believe the amount of nonsense people could just spout out of their fucking mouths like they're a goddamn bullshit dispenser. Are we serious right now? Whoa. Like, are you good?
Whoa.
Like...
You gotta chill.
No. Have you seen the nonsense? Have you seen the bullshit? The combos you have to do in this game?
Maybe they just don't know.
Why would they say something if they know nothing about it? Why would they speak on it like this if they know nothing of it?
If you don't know that you don't know, well then, you don't know. You know?
Oh my.
Yeah.
Sorry, bro. I had to keep it real. You know, the amount of N-words I've heard say that, and then I get on and try to do a combo, and it's the most Herculean feat I've ever attempted to accomplish. It's just like, yo, come on, man. Like, nah, bro. Like, give me a fucking break. I didn't even get to all the other issues, like these freaks that flame high-level players and legit legends because it's a new game. these damn microtransactions on top of all the other season passes, which you'd assume would fund the damn game. Like, why do I gotta pay again, right? For some colors? Some companies making their fighting game tournaments pay-per-view? Huh? I mean, it's a fighting game, like, dickhead rage quitters, Wi-Fi Tommies, indie titles, because there's a lot of sick indie titles out there, okay? Listen, you want some good fighting games? Go ahead and look at some fucking indie titles, right? There's some cool shit out there. Just give them a shot, give them a spin. And it's like, our scene, we have MK1. Like, what the fuck are we doing, you know? And mofos argue about the same shit every other month, bro. It's like the rain puddle evaporates and then it rains again with the same bullshit every other month. Like, yo, shut the fuck. Oh yeah, I guess I get to use this time to be a little petty, you know, a little salty, right? Nobody watched my C.Viper series. That's probably on the algorithm, but I really do think I did a great job on that series. And since I'm pissed off right now, I'll blame the goddamn FGC. So fuck them. They didn't even support me for some W content on a cool ass character. Fuck fighting games. The article was right. This shit is a horrible product.